Age is but a number in the world of professional wrestling. And if you needed any proof, just look at what went down this past weekend. I'm Ben Veal. As always, this is Wrestling Life. I just wanted to take a few moments to reflect back on everything that happened with Dustin Rhodes weekend becoming AEW TNT champion at the age of 56. In the same weekend, but we saw Goldberg at 58 put on a show against Gunther in Saturday night's main event. What a weekend to show you that actually it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still give a great performance and leave the fans happy. And I'm so happy, especially to see Dustin Rhodes get his moment and get that wonderful moment in the ring with everyone at All In Texas. Because anyone who's followed Dustin's story over the years, or anyone who's read his books, knows, from the autobiography he put out, he has had a hard time. Dustin has gone through a lot of addiction. He's had a lot of struggles in his life and a lot of setbacks, but he, like so many, has overcome them. And to see the work that he's put in the last few years, to see how he has got himself into such great condition, how he is such a locker room leader to those within AEW, and since AEW's beginnings and the early days, going back to All In and All Out, he's been such a fixture with the company. And of course, we'll all remember that fantastic match that he had against Cody in 2019, and the match we all hoped would have happened one day in WWE. The closest we ever got was Stardust and Goldust, with Dusty having that moment with his boys. So absolutely incredible to see Dustin Rhodes finally getting that moment. What I love about this particularly is like how he's managed to reinvent himself physically. Like the kind of moves that Dustin Rhodes is able to come out with these days is phenomenal. Absolutely beyond his years. You'd never think the guy was 56. He looks incredible. He's put himself in such a great position, and this is a testament to all of that work. And who would have thought that here we are in 2025, 30 years from when he arrived on the scene in the WWF as Goldust. Who would have thought that we'd still be talking about Dustin Rhodes as a champion for a major US wrestling promotion? I mean, that Goldust character, that blew my mind. I was 12 years old when Goldust debuted, and like so many, I had no idea what to make of it. I couldn't understand what the character was, but I knew that I absolutely loved it. It was so large than life, it was so unusual. And of course, lots of terms are thrown around like androgynous to explain Goldust. But it was just so ahead of its time and out of the box, and such a unique character. And I don't think anyone could have pulled that off. Unlike Dustin Rhodes, he just did such an incredible job with it. And those feuds that he had in the early days with Razor Ramon and Roddy Piper and Ahmed Johnson. I've got the the white Intercontinental title belt behind me. I still think of Goldust to this very day whenever I see that belt, because he personified that championship, and he was so memorable. Even going into the Attitude Era, all of the crazy antics that he did. All of his kind of cross-dressing and dressing like a baby and everything he did, all the stuff he did with Luna. It was just amazing. And again, who would do that other than Dustin Rhodes? He's just been someone that whatever has happened throughout his career, he's always given it 100%, and you have to respect that. I remember speaking to Mark Mero when we were working on Mark's book together, Bad to Good, and I asked Mark about how he was working with Goldust. Goldust was the first person to be on the receiving end of the Wild thing at SummerSlam 1996, and I said, did the two of you bond over Dusty? Of course, Mark being a Dusty guy, Johnny B. Bad being a Dusty creation. I said to Mark, did you bond over Dusty? Mark said to me, no, because at the time Dusty and Dustin were estranged from one another, and he didn't have that relationship with his father. And that's really sad, but how special was it that the two did manage to reconcile, and that before Dusty passed, the American Dream got to see his son's doing so well and having made such successes for themselves in the world of professional wrestling. And I have absolutely no doubt that this past weekend, Dusty was looking down on Dustin and smiling at his success as he celebrated his huge win in Texas. So just an incredible moment, really brought chills to me, in the same way that seeing Cody win the belt at WrestleMania 40 in Philly brought chills and just makes me feel incredible as a fan. It's always amazing when we get to follow and watch these athletes who give their all, and when we get to see these incredible payoffs and when we get their moment. It's those moments when you realise that actually wrestling is a very, very special thing indeed, and we are very, very lucky to have this incredible art form and storytelling in our lives. So I just want to say congratulations, Dustin. You deserve every bit of this. Enjoy every moment. I'm so excited to watch your TNT run and to see what's next with you as champion. And yeah, it's going to be one heck of a ride. It already has been one heck of a ride, but let's see what comes next. So this has been Ben Veal. This is Wrestling Life. Real talk from real talent. See you soon. Bye.